Howdy and welcome to another episode of Postcard from Morehead. I'm Larry Dixon, and what's on the menu today? Grits. I was in a restaurant in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and it was called The Local Goat. And they had the absolute best, creamiest grits and shrimp that I had ever eaten in my life.
What is a grit anyway?
And the reason I got off on the grits was I've had a couple of requests through some subscribers wanting to know what I could do with grits. Well, I found a recipe that nearly duplicates what I had in Tennessee, and I want to share that with you. So let's talk about what goes in to this recipe. We're going to have 1 cup, and I'm using the Weisenberger because it's a Kentucky product, of white grits. These are not instant grits. 3 cups of chicken broth. 1 cup of water, and the secret ingredient that I found to get that flavor that I like is 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Man, that makes it so good. Also, 2, not 1, but 2 cups of sharp cheddar cheese. You can use any cheese you like, but this is what we like, is the sharp cheddar. And the recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of butter. I may go with 5 this time to make them even richer and creamier. And 1 tablespoon of black pepper. Now the shrimp that I'm using, these are pre-cooked. The tails have been taken off and deveined. So I just have to warm these up. And the next part of this is for Lenore. She wants chicken. She doesn't want the shrimp. So I've got 2 chicken breasts here, and so she's going to have shrimp and chicken. I'm sorry, not shrimp and chicken. Grits and chicken. She's shaking her head in the background. You can't see her. Chicken and grits. I'm having shrimp and grits. So that's what goes into this. And we're going to get started in just a minute. We're going to move to the stove and we're going to start making grits with shrimp and chicken. Okay, it's time to start the grits. So we're going to start out with 1 cup of water. And then we are going to add 3 cups of broth. And this is chicken broth, 3 cups of chicken broth. 1, 2, 3 cups of chicken broth. And now we're going to add 1 cup of heavy cream. And it is cold in that. There we go. Well, that's a little more than 1 cup. So we're going to add 1 cup of heavy cream. And we're going to bring that to a boil. While we're waiting for our cream and our broth and so forth to come to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and season the chicken breast. And I got the thin, so they'll fry up faster and more even. So I'm going to season those, then set them to the side and let them rest until I'm ready to fry those up. I have the shrimp. And as I said, these are pre-cooked, deveined. Tails have been taken off. I just have to warm them up in some butter in the skillet. So as soon as this comes to a boil, we're going to pour the grits in, the butter, and at the end of that, just before we get ready to serve it, we're going to add 2 cups of cheese. Well, my liquid has come to a boil. I've reduced the heat to a simmer, and I'm going to stir in 1 cup of grits, slowly stir it in. And we're going to let it simmer for about anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. Now I'm going to come back about every 10 minutes or so, give it a stir to make sure that my grits aren't sticking to the bottom. So as I said, it's headed to a boil. I've reduced it to the simmer. Going to put a lid on it, just a little bit of a vent there, and it's going to simmer, like I said, for about 30 to 40 minutes until it gets that texture that we're looking for, that nice creamy texture of old-fashioned white grits, stone ground. Okay, well, the Mediterranean roasted asparagus salad, there's what it's going to look like. We're going to put some some dressing on it. And it's going to be, we've got some guests, and they can pick whatever they want to put on it. So that is what the salad is going to look like. Now it's time to scoop out some grits, and they are looking good. Put a big old helping of grits on there. Going to sprinkle it with some shrimp. You can kind of see where I'm going with that. So I'm going to put more shrimp on that in just a moment. The other one that I'm doing is, let me get a plate. This one is grits. And chicken. So that's what we're having for lunch. Grits and a Mediterranean salad. And when we get this on the table, and we're going to do a taste test, and we're going to get a thumbs up or thumbs down. Well, this has been another adventure in something different from me. Grits, Mediterranean salad. Got some good friends from up the street, and they're going to give us a thumbs up or thumbs down on this, so we'll see what they say. What do you say, guys?
Thumbs up all the way.
Delicious.
What about the grits? I've worked hard on the grits.
They're creamy. They're perfect.
They're very good.
Excellent. That's what I was going for. Well, this has been another postcard from Moorhead. I'm Larry Dixon. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and share with your friends. And if you don't have any friends, share it with them anyway. See you next time. Postcard from Moorhead. I'm Larry Dixon, and with me is Lenore, JD, and Diana. Glad you all could be with us today. See you next time on Postcard from Moorhead.